Hey everybody, it's Mike Frieder here with On-Call Compliance Solutions, and I'm back with another compliance tip of the week. This week we're talking about POAMs, or Plans of Action with Milestones. I'm not really sure exactly where the W actually went to in POAM, but somehow they call it a POAM, and there's a W, but then there's an O and of, and the O's not capitalized, and well, I'm not really sure. Maybe they'll bring the W back for CMMC 3.0. Who knows? Anyway, so previously in NIST SP 800-171, you could essentially have a plan of action item outstanding forever. There's long been an understanding that when it comes to deficiencies, the time frame to fix them was considered, quote unquote, what is reasonable. And that considered time, cost, the availability of the solution, and quite a few other factors, right? So the assessment guide also states that they should generally be corrected as soon as possible, but there was never really a hard or definite time frame given. So we all knew CMMC would eventually put a cap on the time frame for fixing plans of action with milestone items that were open. In other words, temporary deficiencies, you've probably figured out how to fix it, maybe you put a budget to it, ultimately you just haven't fixed it yet. So now with CMMC 2.0 coming out and certifications becoming a reality, now we've got 180 days. That's it, 180 days, boom, and it's done. The other thing is, as we get closer and closer to CMMC becoming a reality in defense contracts officially, we know that defense contracts will specifically call out that you've got 180 days post-award to actually fix all those open plan of action milestone items. So here's the official statement from the CMMC, or now called the Cyber AB, since they seem to have had an identity crisis. The POAMs will be strictly time-bound with a validity period of no more than 180 days from the assessment final recommended findings briefing in phase 3, whatever that is. Check out our other YouTube videos below where we talk about the 4 phases of assessment. So plan of action with milestones will not be allowed for the highest weighted CMMC requirements. Rather, the Department of Defense has established a minimum score requirement to support certification. So I know we talked in depth about that in another video, but just to summarize, there's roughly 50-something controls where they essentially say, hey, look, you can't be deficient on these super security critical controls. Ironically, the assessment guide states that there is no specific weighting to each control, but then they go and assign a weighted point value, and it's all very convoluted and confusing. And if you figured out, comment below so that maybe I can learn something this time. But anyway, I won't put a whole lot of weight. Maybe I'll weight your comments some, but not really. Maybe I won't weight other comments more, and who knows. Anyway, so while there's a lot to unpack here in this statement, I think overall it's fairly easy concept to grasp. You've got 6 months to fix it, or else. Or else what? I don't know. It could mean contract cancellation, could mean false claims violations rain down upon you, or all kinds of really not so nice stuff. So, I mean, ultimately at the end of the day, one thing I will tell you from practical experience is, if DCMA or DIBCAT comes in, they inspect your company and they find that you're grossly deficient, what they do is they stop and halt the work, right? Basically, all the gears come to a grind. Forget about making payroll that week. You guys are working on fixing POAM items until there are none. So we obviously don't want you to have that caught by surprise, especially in our larger clients. That would be really, really catastrophic. Again, a temporary work stoppage for even a week, it'd be just terrible, especially with all the supply chain issues going on out there. So we want to avoid that. Certainly we want to avoid sort of acting, maybe in a false claim capacity. And we certainly also want to make sure that, again, we maintain a great reputation with our primes, and also, with the DoD and our entire supply chain. So what is more important here is that there are 50-something controls where you are not allowed to have them open in a POAM because they're deemed so security crucial. You have to have them implemented or else you won't pass. And again, there is a listing out there. We did a separate video about that. So again, check out our other videos below for that. But look, by issuing a statement that involves the 180-day allowance on the POAMs, the CMMC is finally closing the loophole currently left open in the NIST SP 800-171 assessment guide for time to fix open POAM items. Again, there is some reasonableness that has to be there because, especially if you're a larger company or if you're a smaller company, technology solutions change over time. So there's just not a whole lot you can do about that. There's going to be some things from time to time that are out of whack. But again, you've got to move quickly to fix that, and they really do need to be fixed during a CMMC assessment, or if you're getting a DIBCAT audit. So in our opinion, I think only time will tell how real this requirement is, because as we all know, in larger organizations, IT is something that is always changing. Now look, if you're a small company, it's the same thing, right? From time to time you change your vendors, you're always adding new systems as you grow, hopefully, especially with those new fresh DoD dollars coming in the door. Look, I believe that for smaller organizations, it's gonna be much easier to have no open POAM items, but in larger organizations, I mean, it's reasonable to assume it could easily take a lot longer than 180 days. I mean, again, I was at a site with probably about 1,000 users across 5 different locations. How they're going to roll out multi-factor authentication inside of 180 days, even just getting it through the red tape, of that organization and getting the budget approved could take 6 months. So again, I think it'll be interesting to see how this all comes about. But one thing is for sure, right now you've got the opportunity to not worry about 180 days. You're probably about a year away, and surely you can get it rolled out in that period of time. And of course, if you're struggling with that, you can certainly reach out to us for help. So there's no doubt information security is going to become much more important in the future when it comes to any defense contractor, and this time limit will finally force the issue. There's no more hemming, hawing, delaying, saying there's not enough money in the budget. It's just, this is going to be a hard requirement. We have to be secure as a nation. You as a defense contractor have to be secure, or else get out of the game. Look, the time to get compliant really is right now. And hey, if you're trying to get compliant with DFARS, NIST SP 800-171, or CMMC on your own, and you're struggling and you're looking for some help, our compliance experts are always on call for you. We know this stuff inside and out. Visit NIST 800-171compliance.com or check out the bio below for links to make life easy. There you can find more information about how we can help, self-schedule time at your convenience with one of our compliance experts through any of the forms on our website, or even learn more about our completely done-for-you services that can have you on your way to being compliant in just 2 to 3 days. Again, it's always much easier with a helping hand that knows what they're doing. If you love the content we're putting out here for you, help us out with a big thumbs up on that like button, or even better, smash the subscribe button to get the latest compliance content as soon as our compliance nerds roll it out. Guys, if you are watching one of these videos and it's your first time, or if it's your 50th video and you're deep into it and you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. Number one, it tells us we're making the right content for you. Number two is it really helps with our stats, and that kind of stuff really helps us to know that we're in the right direction. So it's a great way to stay prepared for that upcoming CMMC certification. Everybody's going to have to go through it eventually. And until the next compliance tip, my friends, stay safe and secure out there. Hit us in the comments below to let us know what you'd like to know more about when it comes to information security and compliance. And hey, I'll see you on the next one.